In this video, I'm going to show you a quick run through of how to use VLOOKUP and how to use XLOOKUP. And by the end of this, you'll probably never use VLOOKUP again unless you want to, but you'll see why in a second. So VLOOKUP, if you're not familiar, it stands for vertical lookup. And what you're doing is you're looking up a search key. So for example, Alistair Fox, and you're looking it up within a range, and then you're returning the value in the column you designate that's correlated with that search key. XLOOKUP does the same exact thing, it's just a little bit more user-friendly. So for example, let's say we want to find Alistair Fox, Q1. We're going to type equals VLOOKUP, select the search key, which in this case contains the dropdown, put a comma, and then the range will always have to start where the leftmost column is the range that the search key is going to be in. So we can't go all the way to region, we can't go to Q1, we have to start with associate. So I'm going to go ahead and select C all the way through G, so that way I can look up Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, whichever one I want to. And then we need the index. So the index is going to be which column you want to return. So for example, we have this is column 1, this is column 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I want to see Q1, so I'm going to put column 2. Now for is sorted, this means that it's an exact match or it's not an exact match. So in this case, we're going to put false. Now you can see right here for Alistair Fox, for Q1, we have 13,000, 13,000. If I were to change this to Clara Nightingale, 11,000, 11,000. So it works exactly like that. Now, what if we wanted to change it to Q3? Instead of doing a 2, we would just need to put a 4 because we're looking for the fourth column in that section. So I'm going to change this to a 4. And now we have 16,000 instead. So it's really as simple as that. XLOOKUP is even easier. Instead of having to count which column things are in and shift everything based off of where the range is, all we need to do is select the lookup range and the return range. So we're going to type equals XLOOKUP. We'll select the search key just as normal. And we need the lookup range. The lookup range is going to be all of the associates. We'll put a comma, then our result range. We'll select all of D, which is Q1, and then we'll press enter. So we have that 11,000. If I want to shift that to column F, I could simply delete that and select column F instead, and we have that 16,000 just like normal. And just like last time, we're able to update it with just the click of the button. Now configuration is a lot better with XLOOKUP as well. So let's go ahead and anchor in both the search key and the lookup range. So that way it stays the same because we wanted to always look for case 6 and we wanted to always look at column C. But now if I wanted to, I could drag this over to the right. And instead of looking at column F, it's now looking at column G. So we're very quickly able to look and reconfigure different things based off of just dragging it over. If we were to do the same exact thing for VLOOKUP, it's going to always reference that column 4. So we'd have to manually change this to a 5. So just something to note. Now another thing with XLOOKUP that is not in VLOOKUP is missing values. So for example, I went ahead and put myself here. I'm not an associate there, so it's going to provide an NA error. Inside XLOOKUP, after the result range, you can type how you want to handle missing values. So I could put a comma and then leave it blank, and now it's going to be blank if I wanted to. Or I could put not found, for example, and it's going to be built into that same formula. VLOOKUP doesn't have that capability. So in order to get rid of the error message, you'll have to type equals if error, open parentheses, and then it works the same way. So you could put a comma and it's blank, or you could put in quotes, not found, in the quote, and press enter. So same exact thing, the only difference is instead of having to use 2 formulas, XLOOKUP only uses 1 formula. Now, another thing that's super beneficial about XLOOKUP that can't be done in VLOOKUP is the order. So for example, as I mentioned, when it comes to VLOOKUP, the search key, which is the associate right here, has to be in the leftmost column. So if we're trying to look up region, we can't do that because it's to the left. So we'd have to move region over to the right to be on the right side of the associate. And that's just not always feasible. But in XLOOKUP, since we're able to look at the columns independently, it doesn't matter if the result range is to the right or to the left, it's going to work no matter what. So we can type equals XLOOKUP, find the search key, put a comma, select associate, put a comma, select the results, put a comma so it's blank if it's missing, and press enter. And just like that, it's blank because nothing's there. But if I were to select Alistair Fox, you can see that they're in the South region, Alistair Fox, South region. If I were to select somebody else, so Damian Steele, for example, North region, North region. So you have a lot more flexibility with XLOOKUP than you do with VLOOKUP, and it's really just self-contained. And there's a lot more you can do with both of these formulas. XLOOKUP is essentially the winner in every single one of those, but as a basic XLOOKUP or VLOOKUP formula, this is exactly how it works. I hope you found this helpful. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and like and comment for more.